I have a trick question for you. In a two-person scene, what percentage of the scene are you responsible for? The answer is 100%, because we never come off stage thinking, you know what, my part of that scene really succeeded and your part really failed. No, we succeed or fail as a whole. That scene succeeds or fails as a whole. But here's the paradox. Although we are responsible for 100% of the scene, we only control 50% of the scene. That is what we do. That's why it behooves us to work on our skills, to be better at giving out information, to be better at playing the gifts that we are given, to basically just bring more to the table so we are a better partner to our scene partners. And this is where solo improv practice comes in, honing your own skills. To me, solo improv practice has three main benefits. First, you get to see how what you say or do in a scene is helpful or not, or useful or not to your partner, because you are the only variable in that scene or exercise. Two, you get tons of reps on whatever it is that you want to or need to work on, right? In a workshop or a class or a drop-in, you maybe get 1 or 2 bites at the apple for every skill or exercise that they do. But in solo practice, you can do it over and over as many times as you like. And for this, I will quote Bruce Lee. "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." The third big benefit of solo improv practice is that you get used to doing more work. When I've been doing my solo improv show, Man vs. Movie, for a little while, and I've been playing all the characters, editing all the scenes, setting up all the scenes, doing all the scene painting myself, when I went to do a show with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other people, it was so breezy because I had so much extra bandwidth. I was used to taking care of everything. Not only did I need to take care of like my little piece of the scene, but I could look and see what was going on, and I could make more strategic choices. It's sort of like in the Matrix when Neo pulls back and everything's kind of going in slow motion and he sees what's going on and he can make some big high-level strategic choices. By practicing improv solo, you become the Neo of improv. Before we get down to the exercises for today, let's talk about suggestions. Where are we going to get suggestions from to start our improvs going? Well, there's a ton of different ways to do that, but I will talk about these two. One, down below, I will link some suggestion generators that are online. You simply click on some buttons and you get some suggestions. And also, AI is perfect for this. ChatGPT is fantastic for coming up with suggestions. For my money, there are 5 dimensions to practicing improv solo, right? And first up is the improviser's mindset. And I'm going to give you an exercise to practice that. The first exercise is called You Are A. First of all, you're going to use one of the generators down below, or AI, and you're going to come up with an adjective and a profession, or an adjective and an animal. And then you are going to set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes, put it face down, and then you are going to look into a mirror and you are going to talk for 3 minutes from that point of view. For example, if I get disappointed firefighter, I'm going to just look at myself in the mirror and I'm going to talk, ding, 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 for 3 minutes straight from the point of view or about being a disappointed firefighter. I can tell a story. I can just tell kind of what my life is like as a disappointed firefighter, etc., etc. I'm just gonna keep talking. Now, you may run out of ideas. Keep talking. You may not know what to say next. Keep talking. This is super important, right? We want the timer face down and we want you to keep talking because we want you to get into that zone to feel what it's like to run out of ideas and then come up with the next idea nonetheless, right? And why 3 minutes? Because if you can talk for 3 minutes straight, if you can keep generating and stick with the process and keep generating ideas and feelings and story and whatever for 3 minutes, you could fill an entire scene by yourself. So the point of the exercise is to get used to tapping into that deeper well of creativity. In the first minute or so, you'll probably burn off your first impressions of whatever it is to be a disappointed firefighter. But then after that, now you're really in the zone of discovery because you don't know what you're going to say next. You're not sure what's going to come up next. But if you keep talking, if you stick with it, you will discover that next vein of creativity, that next vein of ideas. Keep going. For me, the second dimension of practicing improv solo is giving and playing gifts. Giving and playing gifts. This skill is so important for working with a partner, both giving them gifts and then playing the gifts that you're given. And this exercise I'm about to share with you really helps on both of those fronts, okay? For this, you don't need a suggestion generator, you don't need AI, you just need your own brain. And here's how it goes. I'm going to give myself, as if I were my partner, I'm going to give myself a big playable gift. Let's talk about what that is for a second. A big playable gift is a piece of information, an emotion, or a point of view, or something about that character that they can play, right? So a big playable gift, it's big in the sense that I can play in this scene and other scenes. Playable in the sense it's something I can play, not just something that I am, but I have some playability to it. And a gift in the sense it's gonna be fun to work with. So we wanna give ourselves that big playable gift. You're so greedy, for example. Okay. Then once I have that big playable gift, I'm going to come up with 3 ideas. What can I have? What can I say? And what can I do? As the greedy person, what can I have? What can I say? What can I do? Maybe I have a secret safe where I keep all my stuff, right? What can I say? Hey, this is all my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. I don't want people to touch my stuff, okay? And what can I do? I could grab something and I can go and put it in my safe and lock it away. Okay, so I know that this is a big playable gift because I can do 3 big things with it. I can do something, I can have something, and I can say something. Oh my gosh, that's 3 ways of exploring that. What would it look like if that wasn't a big playable gift, right? Something like, the example I always think of is this. If I go to my partner, I say, you have great hair. Well, I would have great hair. I could say, hey, look how great my hair is. And I could brush my hair, but it doesn't have a ton of different ways to play it, right? The big playable gift of it all is kind of small, right? But what if I take that and I make it into a slightly bigger gift? You're so vain. Now, maybe the hair is part of it. What could I have? I could have a mirror where I look at myself and admire myself and maybe my hair. What could I say? I could say, oh my gosh, I am really looking great today. And what could I do? I could brush my hair, right? But now it's in service of this bigger thing that I can play in a bunch of different ways, okay? I love this exercise because you can do it anywhere, anytime, all the time, right? I can do it when I'm washing dishes, just talking to myself. I can do it when I'm driving. I can do it when I'm just walking down the street. I can do it anytime, just practicing giving gifts and playing gifts. And you're gonna see right away what gifts you're giving that are hard to play. If you yourself can't think of a way to have something, say something, and do something, that gift is gonna be hard to play. And when you're giving it to your partner, you're not really helping them out, right? We said early on at the very beginning that the whole goal of solo improv is to become a better partner for our partner on stage. Okay, so you're gonna stumble sometimes and give yourself great hair, and then you're gonna revise and be like, oh, you know what? Next time maybe I would say something like, "You're so vain." But I get to really set my internal compass of what makes a good, big, playable gift, right? And that alone, if you do nothing else out of this whole video, if you get better at that, you will 100% be a better improviser. The third dimension of practicing improv solo is around character. The things that people struggle with, they struggle with finding a character, maintaining a character, defining a character. And this simple exercise will help you do all of those things. And it's called head, hands, hips. Here's how it goes. I'm just gonna make 3 tiny decisions. What am I doing with my head? What am I doing with my hands? And what am I doing with my hips? Okay? And once I decide those 3 things, that's the beginning of the character. Maybe my head is really pulled back and my hands are up and my hips are sort of pushed back. Now I've got a little posture, I've got a little physicality. I could just walk around the room and feel what this feels like, and this begins to feel like a character. You realize by having your head, hands, and hips in some arrangement to each other, you've started to create a character, okay? So from there, once we sort of walk around the space a little bit with it, again, you don't need a suggestion, this is just you discovering things in the moment. Once you discover, okay, I've got this, then I'm gonna add a voice to it. How does this person talk? How does this person talk? My head's back, my hands are up, my hips are back. It's sort of all constrained. This is how I talk, right? And then I add my point of view. I don't like you. I don't like what's going on here. I don't like what could possibly be happening here. And then you're just discovering a character with 3 simple physical choices. What is my head doing? Forward, backward, left, right, kind of like this. Maybe my head moves around a lot, right? Hands are up, hands are down, hands are in fists, hands are crossed, right? My hips, forward, backward, left, right. They're always moving, right? All of these things, by combining these things into different combinations, you're gonna find different characters. And once you find that posture of the character, walking around the space, all right, your living room or what have you, then add a voice. What voice comes out of that physicality? Then from there, add that point of view. What is that character's point of view on the world? How do they interact with the world? Now you can also then start to incorporate the have, say, do exercise and really double down. Now you've really got some stuff going on. For bonus points on the character dimension, you can do a character gauntlet. right? You set your timer, and as it rolls, every 30 seconds, create a new character. Every 30 seconds, have a new head, hands, and hips combination and see where that leads you, right? Bang, 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 bang. See how many characters you can create in a row. The fourth dimension of studying improv solo is spacework. But the first element of that is looking into the space and seeing something there. Okay, so you can use your suggestion generator or AI to give you a space or a situation, and then you just simply ask yourself, what are 5 things in this space, right? I always think of what are 5 things in a pirate's footlocker: a hook, some hook wax, a spare peg leg, some parrot food, and some booty. Great. So when I'm a pirate, right, and I open my footlocker or my pirate's chest, right, I look into it and I have those things, but I get used to generating things in the where, so that when I walk into wares, when I walk into spaces in a scene or a show, it's not just blank. I quickly do this rundown. What are 5 things in this space? Bang, 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 right? And I've got it. Now I've got a bunch of stuff to pull from. I may never use any of it, but I am surrounded by things and surrounded by options that I may or may not use, but it's better than just being in a blank cube and relating to the space like it's a blank cube. Okay, so the first step is these 5 things. Again, super easy exercise that you could do anywhere. You just get a suggestion. What are those 5 things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And try to make them 5 external things that you can use and that your character could access or your character could be affected by. The final dimension of practicing improv solo is pulling it all together and doing some scenes. Now you can go to your suggestion generator or to AI and get a simple non-geographic location like we would in an improv scene, and then create your first character, and then create your second character, and then begin. And just have a scene between the 2 of them, giving those big playable gifts, playing the gifts that you're given, going back and forth, using all those basic ideas of improv that we've covered in this and that you've covered in your improv career, all of those things, but you're playing both sides, right? You're giving gifts, you're playing the gifts that you're given, you are agreeing, you're yes-anding, you're making big offers, all of those things, but now you see how every one of them works in the scene because you are the only variable in that scene, as we said earlier. With those 5 dimensions of mindset, giving and playing gifts, character, spacework, and scene work, you have an arsenal of things to use to work on your improv solo. But if you want to go even deeper, check out this playlist here where I talk even more about solo improv practice. All right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.